Question number 9, Eugenie Sage.
Tanakwe, Mr Speaker. Thank you. My question is to the Minister of Conservation and Arts. Does he stand by his statement that the government needs to take a broader perspective than just fish and games advocacy for their recreational fishing?
Mr Speaker. Yes.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith. Your supplementary question, Eugenie Sage.
Is the Minister concerned that the Department of Conservation has reduced by more than 2/3 the number of RMA plans and consent applications it has submitted on in the last 3 years, leaving fish and game and community organisations to stand up for our rivers?
Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, no, I'm not concerned because I hold a strong view that you make best progress on issues like freshwater quality through collaborative processes rather than conflict, which is the approach that the Greens seem to thrive on.
Order. 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 Supplementary question, Eugenie Sage.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Can the Minister confirm to the House that he has not initiated any work to weaken the powers and ability of fish and game councils to advocate for the protection of sports fish and game habitats, including clean water in our rivers and lakes?
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, yes I can. I think actions speak louder than words. After the council meeting that's caused some controversy weekend before last, I approved a modest increase in fish and games licence fees. This is before the controversy arose. It'll actually increase the funding that Fish and Game has this year by about $330,000 a year, and that's why these sort of conspiracy theories around me trying to stop their role, my advice to Fish and Game was that they need to focus on being pro-freshwater quality and not anti-dairy and anti-farming.
Order. Mr.
Point
Speaker,
of order, Eugenie Sage.
that was a straight question, asking whether he could confirm whether he has initiated any work to change their powers.
And the very first word given in the answer was yes.
Supplementary?
Supplementary question, Eugenie Sage.
Will the Minister apologise to Fish and Game for giving the impression that if Fish and Game councils didn't pull back on their advocacy for clean and healthy rivers, he would consider removing or weakening the organisation's statutory powers, or was that his intent?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr
No,
Nick. Order.
But I do find it...
Order. Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I find it interesting that the key protagonist, Mr David Haynes, immediately after the meeting wrote a blog. And when I quote the blog, Smith delivered his opinions and thoughts as professionally as ever. This is the... That's what Mr Haynes said. The same Mr Haynes who a week later said that I was bullying and threatening. Well, being bullying and threatening is not being professional. That is, Mr Haynes could not have been telling the truth both times.
Order. Order. Question number 10, Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is for the Minister.